Good evening, my name is Jimmy Njay, and I'm from Bank of America Home Loans. And tonight I'm here to speak to you about the mortgage loan application, the most important document for the mortgage loan approval. Mortgage loan application is a very simple document. Actually, it contains the most important information from you to get your mortgage loan approval. Mortgage loan application, many years ago, I remember like 20 years ago when I started in business, it was a very simple document that it was supposed to be filled out in a typewriter. And it was supposed to be perfect. And if we made, I remember if we made any mistakes, we couldn't put any whiteout in the paper, we actually had to do a new one. So when the customers came into my office and sat at my desk waiting for me, it took like 2 hours to fill out a very simple paper in a typewriter. And then they signed it and we sent it to the lender for a pre-approval. Actually, the process took 2 weeks to wait for the lender to send us any type of conditions to see if they were going to give us an approval or not. Process got easier 3 years, and nowadays it's very simple. Actually, we can fill out the application through the phone, over the internet, or go into the office again. But at this time, we can use a computer and fill out the application within 10 minutes. It's a very simple process, actually, if we have what's needed on the application. First of all, we have to gather information in our personal, about our jobs, about our bank accounts. The mortgage loan application is actually divided into a big 3 blocks. The first block talks about the property. We actually want to refinance or purchase. Second block is going to talk about borrower's personal information, like social security number, address, date of birth, how many years you lived at the property you actually live. The third one is the one that speaks, I'm sorry about this one, we need information about your employment too. And the third category is the one that talks about the money. If it's a refinance, if the property has got equity, and how much money you have in savings in your account, or if it's a purchase, where do you have the money to purchase the property and how much money you're going to put as down payment. Let's jump into the application. Like I said before, the first part is the property information. Property information is the address, the purchase price if it's a purchase, or the appraised value if it's a refinance, how long ago you purchased the property, or if you're going to buy it, who's going to be entitled, or who is actually entitled to the property. Second of all, we're going to have the borrower's information, like I said before. And this is the personal information part, where we have our address, our social security number, our date of birth, our phone number, and how long we've been living in this property. If we own the property, who's our mortgage, who's our bank. If it's a rental, who is our landlord. Also, after that, we need to get information about your employment. And this information is, like I told you before, that we have to gather before sitting and filling out the mortgage loan application. We need pay stubs, W-2s, and last 2 years tax returns. Whether you're self-employed or you're an employee, we need all of those documents because we need to verify that, in fact, you work in that company and the income is the income that we were talking about before. And now it comes the third part, which is actually the money or the equity. We have to put together the last 3 bank statements or any bank account you want to use for the purpose of qualification of the purchase or the refinance. If you have 401ks, or if you want stocks, bonds, savings, money markets, or checking account, if you want to use them all to qualify for the qualifying purpose, we need the last 3 bank statements of each one. So we can write it down there and then use it as qualification documentation. And then the last part of the mortgage loan application, it pretends to be if we have any other properties than the one that we're refinancing, or if we have any other properties besides the one that we want to purchase. If we do, we're going to need the addresses, the mortgage payments, also the information of the mortgages, insurance, taxes, and all of them. If you don't have any other property and then just going to purchase in your primary residence, we don't need any documentation, of course, because we don't have any properties. When we finish filling out the application, at the end, Then when we have complete information of the application, then we run what is called your credit report. Credit report is a very important tool for the application process and also for the approval of your mortgage loan application. Because if it shows that you have good credit, if you manage your credit very well, then you're gonna have a really quick approval and a very simple list of documents, extra documents to bring. Because remember, you already brought the most important documents: the income, your assets, and your personal information. Depending on your credit report and your credit scores, that will depend your credit approval. But it's very simple. And let's not go to the credit approval. Let's go back to the mortgage loan application. Don't be afraid of filling out the mortgage loan application. It's very self-explanatory. It's very simple. And like I told you before, it's like a map. It's our map. It's what we're going to follow to go through from the beginning to the end of our mortgage loan application. Well, thank you very much for your attention. I hope this was a very educational for you guys. And have a good night.